Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. And this week's video, we're going to do something that I typically don't do on this particular channel. But this is a little different. We're going to do what I consider or call my likes and dislikes video, kind of a finalized video for the SSL Bus Plus series of videos. So this is the first video you're watching and you're not sure what that means. We have now done I have done four videos for the solid state logic Bus Plus. All the links will be in the description box below. We did everything from an unboxing to setting it up in a very basic, kind of a classic settings sort of fashion. Then in the following videos, we did stuff with some additional features in the dynamic EQ. Then in the last video, we did a parallel compression kind of a vibe thing to show you how you can crush it and use it and blend it in with some drums and all of that. Again, all the links will be in the description box below. So we've done four videos in this series. And I thought now that we've done all these videos and I've showed you, the basics of how this thing really works, I thought this might be a good opportunity to kind of just summarize everything in a video and give you my final thoughts and impressions on the Bus Plus and whether it's a good purchase or something that you may want to consider, tell you the things I like about it, tell you the things that I think could be improved on it, and just try to give you as much information as possible so you can make an informed decision. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and go out to mixingmusicanalog.com. Again, all the links will be in the description box below, including the link to purchase the Bus Plus over at Sweetwater, and that's an affiliate link. Thank you so much in advance. If you'd like to purchase anything from Sweetwater, use that link in the description box and you can purchase anything, not only the Bus Plus, but anything on Sweetwater. I get a small commission. It helps me out. You guys know how all that works. And thank you. I really do appreciate that, by the way. So that link will be in the description box below. And again, once again, I want to say again, as we're finishing up this series of videos on the Bus Plus, thank you to Solid State Logic for sending me the Bus Plus so I could do this series of videos for you. When I spoke with Solid State Logic about doing the Bus Plus, one of the things that they wanted to do and I wanted to do for you guys was really do, a comprehensive as much as possible series of videos to get through most of the basics, because most of what you've seen on YouTube is usually a YouTube channel that does one video of the Bus Plus and they try to go through it quickly and go through some of the highlights, which is cool. But we wanted to do something a little bit deeper than that, to kind of go a little bit beyond that. And that's what I tried to do in these three series of videos. And that was something that Solid State Logic wanted as well, because no one else has really done that before. And that also helped me really learn the unit as much as I could in that short period of time. So again, thank you, SSL, for sending it to me. I do love it. So the way I want to do this is I want to tell you about the things, the handful of things that I really like about the unit first, and then we'll talk about the improvements. So what do I like about the SSL Bus Plus? Well, the first thing is that it is probably the most versatile stereo compressor I think on the market, as far as I don't know of another compressor that does as many things or can give you as much flexibility in tonal shaping options as the SSL Bus Plus. If there is one out there by a different manufacturer that you guys know and have and own yourself, leave it in the comments. I'd love to check it out, but I mean, I don't know that there's anything. It is super versatile. And you saw that in the three series of videos that I did. And again, we only scratched the surface of really what this thing can do. I could probably do another 3 or 4 videos. And I will if you guys leave enough comments in this video plus the prior videos of specific things you want to see that maybe I didn't show you. I'd be happy to do those videos. So there may even be more videos, but it is super versatile. Whether you plan to use it on your master bus, which is where I think the majority of people would typically use an SSL bus compressor like I do on the master bus, or whether you're going to use it on a group track like a drum bus or vocal bus or something like that, everything from super subtle to over the top kind of crunchy saturation and color and everything in between, this compressor can do it. It has that much versatility in it. And that's one of the things I really like about it. It took all the great things that SSL is known for when we talk about the G series bus compressor, whether it's the one in my console here in the SSL Origin, or it's one in the Duality, or the J series, the 9000 series consoles, or even way back into the 80s in the E series and G series consoles. It does all of those sounds and then some. So that's one thing I love about it. It is super versatile. The second thing I really like about it, obviously kind of go hands in hand with that, it sounds fantastic. I love the way it sounds. In the first video, when I just set it up as a very classic kind of use of how you would use it, we kind of set it up the way I set the compressor up in my console, or the way most people set up the 500 series bus compressor on the master bus. And then in that video, we also added things like the 4K mode, the feedback mode, and the low total harmonic distortion mode. Just those 3 different modes, or different flavors, or different tonal variations, with just the typical classic settings that you would use on a master bus, like a 10 millisecond attack, fast release or auto release, maybe a 30 or 60 hertz sidechain. That's, with a 2-to-1 or, 4-to-1 ratio on the master bus, just having those basic settings with the 4K mode, feedback mode, total harmonic, or low THD mode, just adding that to those classic settings, the thing sounds great. And then when you start adding all the other stuff that we did in this series, the thing just sounds fantastic. So again, whether you want to be really subtle or whether you want to be a lot more obvious, it's got you covered. So those 2 things I really, really love. And again, aside from that, the next thing I really like, and the way I'm probably going to use this myself for the most part, is on my master bus, just the 4K mode, the feedback mode, the low frequency THD mode. I love those 3 modes. So for me, it's probably going to be set up in kind of the typical, 2-bus fashion, as I just mentioned. And I love the 4K mode with about half of the saturation kind of dialed in, because it's variable of how much you want to add. You can be very subtle or very crunchy. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I love the feedback mode and the low total harmonic distortion. That takes this console compressor and just ups the game considerably. And you get a lot more richness and color, and just that whole glue thing that the SSL G series bus compressor is known for. So I love those 3 modes. The next thing I love about it is I love the expansion mode in the dynamic EQ section. That's really cool as well. Again, a little goes a long way, and if you're using it on the master bus, again, depending on the program material, but in general terms, just a little bit of low and high end on that dynamic EQ is killer in expansion mode. It just is. It just, again, adds another layer. I love that about this compressor. And as I said, it's super versatile, right? And the last thing I really like about it, again, it's, I believe as I sit here and record this video, $2,800 US. I think that is a fantastic price point for what this thing can do. I really do. To have a stereo bus compressor with all these additional features at that price point, I think is an excellent value. I really, really, truly do. This thing could probably be, $4,000 to $5,000, and I still think that would probably be right for, again, what this thing offers that nothing else offers, all in one 2-use space. So those are the 5 things that I really, really love about this compressor. That is head and shoulders above the one that's in my console. And that's why I have it, and I'm keeping it on my master bus, and I'm not using it. I'm not using my console compressor now. There may be a time where maybe we'll do a video if you guys leave comments below, where maybe you can almost put them in series, do a little bit of compression there, a little bit more, kind of go one into the other. That might be a cool experiment. But aside from that, just having that on the master bus with those additional modes, I think is great. However, there are things about this compressor that I don't like, or I think can be improved. The number one thing about this thing that you may look at this as a negative, although I don't really consider it a negative, because I just said it was a positive, but some people might consider it a negative, is the fact that there are so many options. That the thing does so much that you really need to wrap your head around it. And as I said in the 3 videos prior to this, my recommendation is that you print out the 42-page user manual and read the manual for this thing. Yes, you can watch my videos, you could check out other videos, but again, no one has covered every little facet and feature. It'd be 10 videos long, right? You gotta print the manual. Some people don't like to do that. Some people just wanna set this compressor, leave it, set it, and forget it. And you can do that with this compressor. And some people don't want to fiddle with it, it overwhelms them. If you're looking for really, really simple and you don't want to spend 5 minutes to try to figure out some of the cool stuff, and you're not willing to sit through a 20-minute video that I did on these things, then This compressor might not be for you. Maybe you just want the straight on 500 series bus compressor that you could just have the minimal amount of features. You're still going to get all that sound. You're just not going to get the same amount of options. So some people may say there's too many options. That could be looked at as a negative. The second thing about this that I don't like, or an improvement that I think should have been done with this, if there's ever been a piece of hardware, analog gear on the market that really should have, deserves, and really would benefit from having digital control with a plugin, much like the West Audio gear, much like some of the Neve gear, and there's other companies like I think Better Maker, and there's other companies that have, you know, hard analog path with digital control. There isn't a single other piece of equipment on the market today that would need that more than this. This would really benefit from having that feature. I'm really kind of surprised with all that this can do and all the multi-functions with the knobs that have multi-functions and multi-function switches and hold this button and hold this button and it does something completely different. I'm really surprised that SSL did not make this digitally controlled. This would have been their first and could have been their first entry into that world, which is where I think a lot of these hardware companies are eventually going. More and more companies every day are doing it and do it quite well. The most obvious one to me, and I have a lot of their gear, is West Audio. West Audio does that and it's fantastic. This thing deserves that more than anything. I wish they would have done that. Now, some people will say, yeah, but you know, and you know, it would cost, you know, it would add a lot of cost to the product. I still think even if it added an additional $500 to this product, or even an additional $1,000 to this product, as I said earlier, I think for what this compressor does, $2,800 US is a fair price. If you add digitally controlled plug-in to this, so it made it $3,500 or even $3,900, I think it would be worth it. I think it would be worth it. I think one of the things that's going to keep a lot of people from really exploring what this unit can do is the fact that you don't have a plug-in to control it. So that's something I wish they would do in the future. I hope SSL gets into that game at one point, because I think this product really needs something like that, or can really benefit. You don't need it, but would hugely benefit and make this product much more usable, I think. And the last thing I don't like about this thing that kind of coincides with what I just said. The reason why this thing needs a plug-in is because recall would be an absolute pain in the you-know-what on this unit. If you are not going to just set it and forget it, with maybe, for the most part, if you're really going to get in there and tweak it depending on the program material, doing recall would be an absolute nightmare because it's not digitally controlled with a plugin, and that's one of the huge benefits. You'd have to take so many pictures of this thing, and you'd have to write down so many different settings because you have multi-function soft keys, multi-function push-pull knobs, and even though they're all detented, so you can take pictures and you can get better recall, but just all the sub-menus and the under the hood type features that are really cool features, by the way. I think people in an analog studio like myself are going to be a little bit more hesitant to really explore those features because of the recall. And so again, hopefully down the road, SSL may put out a different version of this, or a Mark II or something where they can control this with a plugin. Obviously, there's nothing you can do about it now, even if, you know, you'd have to redesign the inside, I get it. But having this unit the way it sits, unless you're just going to set it and forget it or do minor changes from one project to another, recall's a real pain. And that's going to keep people from doing it. And I think it's going to keep me from doing it. I'm going to find my classic mode with a couple of those additional features. I'm going to mix into it. I'm going to kind of leave it alone, and I'm not going to change much on it from one project to the other, just because of the recall. And so those are the three things that I either dislike or wish that they could improve. What I think would be an awesome unit for solid state logic to make at one point down the road, and we may, if you guys leave enough comments below and let SSL know you'd like me to do this on this channel, we talked about having an SSL Fusion paired with the SSL Bus Plus. And what could we do with those two units together? That would be really cool. So SSL may send me a Fusion at one point. If you guys want it, I will push to get that done, where we can put those two together, use the insert points, the insert feature on the Bus Plus, insert the Fusion, and I think that Bus Plus and that Fusion together is probably going to be the two for 4 rack spaces for those two units. To me, would be the best master bus chain you could possibly want. What all that those two units can do together, I think would be a bang up master bus. And again, for $3,000 for the Bus Plus and for $2,000 or just under $2,000 for the Fusion, for $5,000 to get all of that variation and control would be killer. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do that, and let SSL know, because I'll do that if you guys would really like it. I think it would be a lot of fun. However, beyond that, what I think SSL ought to make, if I could just check off my wish list and say, what would I tell them to make next? Just that. I would put that Bus Plus in the Fusion. I would make a 3-space unit, or maybe a 4-space unit, one unit that's digitally controlled with a plug-in. Put the Fusion and the Bus Plus in one box. That would be something that you wouldn't find anything else on the market that would even come close to that kind of a unit. Make it a $5,000 to $6,000 unit, all digitally controlled with complete analog path, the Bus Plus and the Fusion, all in one box. That's a home run. They would sell 1 billion of those things, even at $5,000 to $6,000 all day long. That would be my prediction. So if SSL's watching this video, get on that, because that would be killer, right? So that's my overall feeling about the Bus Plus. It's a home run of a unit. If you're looking for I think the ultimate master bus compressor with enough features and variations and all the stuff I just talked about, I think it's a home run. And again, at $2,800, I don't think you can go wrong. So again, the link will be in the description box below if you want to check that out. If you have any questions about the unit, or again, if you want to see future videos of things I didn't already do in the first 3 videos, leave them in the comments below, and maybe we'll do more in the future. I think it's killer. It's going to stay in my rack. It's up there somewhere. You could probably see some of the lights in the background there, but I'm keeping it, and I'm not using my console compressor anymore. I'm using that because I just think it just sounds better, and it just got more variation to it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this video and for this SSL Bus Plus series. My name's Dave with Mixing Music Analog and mixingmusicanalog.com. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video.